Good morning, children. Here we are with today's lesson. Uh, we have already covered LP1, LP2 from this block. Today we are going to complete LP3 and LP4, which is administration in the new empires and life of common people through sources. These are very small lessons which we'll just cover up in short time. They are consist of only 2 pages. So in our last class or in the previous 2 classes, we have already gone through the political expansion of Samudragupta and the achievements of Harshavardhana, Chalukyas and the Pallavas in our yesterday class. In today's class, we will discuss how these empires, all these new empires, did administration, whether under the Guptas, Harshavardhana, Pallavas or the Chalukyas, and also analyze the different sources from where we come to know different people. Now first come administration. Administration was similar to the present day, like it was divided, a big empire was divided into a small provinces, and then provinces were later distributed into small nagaras and villages, and where some selected people, kings, royal people would look after that area. So land revenue was an important source of income because all this income come from land revenue, the taxes, and village was the basic unit of administration. Government post was hereditary, as you know. When king comes, his loyal people or his known people gets the position. Now for example, Harisena was the Mahadandanayak, which is known as chief judicial officer. He was the like the main important person. This is like an example. He was like Harisena was the Mahadandanayak or the chief judicial officer. Like this, in every kingdom there is someone like that who is known as Mahadandanayak. He's the chief judicial. He's like overall he look after anything. Many times one person has many posts. For example, the poet Harisena, the poet, he used to have many posts. Like he was an important minister known as Kumar Amatya, and then he was Sandhi Bigraka, minister of war and peace also. So important men such as Nagar Srishti, who is known as chief banker, and then Sartavaha, leader of merchant caravans, Pratham Kulika, chief craftsman, head of the Kayast, means that smaller people, low people, those working people, they are also head is known as head of the Kayast. So you can see every division of people was there, and for every people or every section, for war, for bank, for medical officer, for like how we have today minister of education, minister of all these different portfolios, same those days also they have different names for different minister. These are only few I have written in here and few also given in your book. So they are like minister of war, but the name was used in a Sanskrit or Prakrit like Sandhi Bigrihaka. So I hope you understand that. Next comes the army. The army also similarly was maintained by the king of large army, infantry to look after all this. The money used to come from land revenue, and the military leaders are also important part of the king family. They were also the main. Those were the important leaders. Those were the important leaders who were known as samantas, and their salaries were given land grants. Like they were given huge lands. You take this land, you cultivate, earn from it, and they were as well as leaders. The increase of salary, they used to get salary maybe, but increase of salary they used to get land grants. Lots of lands were granted to them so that they can collect tax for themselves and live. These were given to samantas, the big army officers. The land revenue used to maintain the soldiers. Same thing I told you. For everything, land revenue was the earning. And whenever the ruler become weak, the samantas claim independence from them, because the samantas were given lots of land. So when the king used to become weak, the samantas used to say, oh, I have lots of land, I am independent now. So they used to you can say they used to go against the king when the king becomes weak. Now assemblies in the south kingdom, what happened? The Pallavas inscription, they mention assemblies. They used to have assemblies and shava, where people used to come and used to do, consisting of Brahmin landowners. Brahmin landowners used to come. These assemblies function through the sub committees, like similar to today, how we have different kingdoms, different portfolios, like that: irrigation, agriculture, roads, temples. We have different functions. We have different functions and organizations working. Okay, and in a village called Ur, assembly in this village, landowners were not Brahmins. Another village named Ur, where the landowners were not Brahmins. And Nagaram was an organization of merchants. Nagaram means city where people were of all those were merchants. That's it. It is called city. Cities, another word is Nagaram. So there people were consist of merchants, the traders. Ordinary people, like in those days, people used to write everything in history, painting, coins and everything, and prastis, which I've already discussed, poem. So in every kingdom there are different writer, like Samudragupta had Harisena, Pulakeshi had Ravi Kirti, and Harshcharita was written by Banabhata. So everyone has different writer, and Kalidas was during that time who wrote many different poems. He wrote in Prakrit, and some great poems he wrote, like King Dushyanta, Shakuntala, and some Chinese scholar during that time also came, like Fa Huen and Huan Tsang. They also wrote some books where we find the history of ordinary people, and they wrote about the untouchables. During those times also, untouchables were done there who were not taken proper care in the society. For assignment, read these two section in page 93, 94, 95. Complete S3, complete PQ question 7 and AQ question 2 in your content book, 9 and A1 in your notebook. So I'm giving little work, so I'm not giving any assignment in the Google Classroom. If you have any doubt, please contact me. Stay home, stay safe, take care, see you, and hope to see you soon in personal. Okay, till then, bye bye.